good morning, everybody. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning. Good
morning,
morning.
Alberto.
Good morning.
What a great morning it is, too.
Yeah, it's the last day of the Bermuda Bowl and Venice Cup and Seniors Cup, the qualifications.
Yes, are you
So,
excited?
Yes, I will finally get to know who will qualify.
Right.
But I'm actually more excited to discover who will pick who, because it's going to be tough for them to decide. They're all very strong teams.
Yes, yes.
And today we'll also start the teams of the juniors, because yesterday the pairs came to an end.
Yes.
And we got some prize giving. So today the juniors will start to playing teams, and we'll start also the registration for the transnational. That
Yep.
will start on Monday. So Mark, can you say us something about the matches of today?
Wow. Well, we started looking last night at what might happen today. And everything is centered around this vital 8th place. So if we start with the Bermuda Bowl, the contest is very close. Egypt, Monaco, Australia, Italy, all in the mix. You may be interested to know the consensus in the Daily Bulletin, having studied in great detail who's playing who, right?
I studied bulletins.
Yes,
That's
okay.
right.
That we think that the 8th place team, hope this isn't putting the mockers on them, as we say, but we think because of the lineups for the last 3 rounds today, the 8th place team, by the time we get to 7:30 tonight, will be Italy. That's our selection. So we may be wrong, but
I think it's a derby between Italy and Monaco.
okay, could be. Yes.
Because I see Egypt as Sweden, USA 1, and Bulgaria, which is really 3
Right.
rough match. Don't you think so?
Oh, I do. Yes. I mean, look, there are some fantastically exciting matches coming up today in the Bermuda Bowl. In fact, we have one journalist, Jos Jacobs, who is working from his home in the Netherlands. He is on standby for round 21, and he will keep an eye on every vital match. And of course, what we are hoping for is that everything is decided on the last board of the last match.
In the
So
last European, I think Italy qualified in the last board of the last match.
yeah. Bridge can be very cruel sometimes, But I mean, really, look, if we are lucky, we should have a fantastic day today. Well, yes, let's look at the Venice Cup, because there are going to be some broken hearts.
Well, I think that now he's answering just because he's very kind, but girls, in my opinion, it's over. Only USA 1 could be a little chance. Do you think
Well, I am not going to discount France, because they have such a wonderful record and they have experience. But yeah, probably you're right. But look how close USA and France are.
Yeah, so the two teams.
You would say it was one of those two, but they have some tough matches.
Still 18
The smart
points.
money in this one is on USA 1 to snatch that 8th place. But at whose expense?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
If we take a team out, it could be England, could be Israel, could be Poland.
Seniors Cup?
Dorsey Trophy, yes.
Dorsico. You wrote in your bulletin that we read with very attention every day that here from the 7th to the 11th place there is a fight for
Oh,
2
yeah,
places.
and actually, by the way, Canada have not given up. I was talking
To the
to
12.
some of their players this morning. They still think they have a chance, and that's the right attitude to go in with. Because, look, that is the one. Look at those scores. They are really so close. There are 12 victory points between 7th
and
and 12th. So 3 good wins today for somebody, and it could all change.
Yeah. Have you seen in the drama? It's the second board, and there are already 15.
Oh, right. So, and 14 to Monaco. Well,
Yeah.
I saw board 1. I'm very sneaky. I was watching while we were talking. It's a very interesting slam, 6 hearts. and you'll be able to read about it, of course, tomorrow in the bulletin. But it seemed to me that you could make 6 hearts, but you had to be careful. And my guess is that the Brazilian declarer may have chosen an unlucky line in the other room. And in this room, the declarer for Monaco made no mistake. I don't know whether it was Geir Helgemo or Tor Helnus, but you certainly could make 6 hearts, if my analysis is right, from such a long distance. So that's a great start for Monaco in a match they have to win.
They have to win because Brazil is right behind them.
Yeah.
And if they want to be in the 8th place, they absolutely have to crush them in this match.
Well, you know, look, I think what the teams hope in a situation like this is, please, no dull boards. Give us a chance.
Yeah.
You know, look, I mean, a dull match, you may not get a big score, and they want wins, big wins. So give us exciting boards. If we don't get them right, it's our fault.
Yeah, exactly.
They're praying to the great shuffler. Please deal some exciting boards, right?
So should we give the line to the viewgrapher?
Yes, we should.
Okay, and we'll see you back later.
Yeah, of course.
Have a nice day, you
Okay.
all. See you later.
Bye for now, everyone.
Bonne enchère de Multon qui fait un contre, le contre dans cette situation. C'est Thomas. Ah oui, on a changé de table. Merci. Donc le Brésilien fait un contre qui, dans cette situation, montre la possibilité de jouer 4 piques contrées et 5 en mineur tout aussi bien. Donc S ne va pas tenir, il va dire 5 trèfles.
Yes, East has not bid 5 clubs yet. Looking at that singleton spade, I wonder if he is thinking maybe his partner was just dealt 4 top winners. Not so clear.
Et donc Ravenna se demande, mais est-ce que mon partenaire a 4 levées dans la main? Ça dépend du style des joueurs.
Yeah, I think you're supposed just to pass on these auctions when you have 4 tricks, but the problem is some of the time you can be confident the partner won't back into the auction. And you might make that argument about the sequence. I don't think you should, but you might.
Peut-être 400 atouts pour laisser le choix de la couleur au partenaire.
Yes, I like that.
Non.
I think that in such the positions, double would always should show. If you have hands suitable for defense, you should pass. If for offense, you should beat. In this case, it has perfect card for offense. Singleton spades and 3 trumps. If, for example, if the spade queen would be in diamonds, then 5 clubs sometime. Or he would have even a jack, ace, something numbers like ace, jack, queen. 5 clubs would not be far from making.
True. I think at the end of this board, Monaco might be in a qualifying position. Okay, 19-0 for Monaco. Closed room, Brazil played 3 hearts from the north seat, making 170. South is the dealer east-west vulnerable. A little surprising that North didn't do more than bid 3 hearts at his second turn. If my partner had shown spades and clubs and extras, I might have tried 4 hearts.
From the body language of Helnes, I understood that he told to the opponent that it's for game forcing, except he will repeat hearts on the 3 level.
Right. That's an easy way to get to show the extras.
Sorry, he beats 3 hearts. I thought
Okay,
it was
sorry.
2.
So 3 hearts is natural and invitational, denying spade fit, and that keeps East out of proceedings.
Bon, il y a eu des enchères simples et naturelles chez El Gémeaux Helnes. Un pic passe 3 cœurs, G 3 cœurs.
So the natural sequence of play seems to be to win a diamond lead, take a heart finesse, cash the ace-king of hearts, play on clubs to pitch a spade or diamond loser. You'll finish up losing a club trick, a heart trick, and a diamond trick. There's no suggestion of bad breaks on the auction. Declare won't be thinking about 6-0 spades. If Declarer draws 3 rounds of trumps and tries to take a spade finesse when he shows out, does he have time to recover? I don't think so.
No.
Donc El Gémeaux Helnes sont les joueurs les plus naturels du tournoi. Ils ouvrent le cœur 4e. Donc il va prendre l'as de carreau pour qu'on ne lui rejoue pas pique. Donc là il se demande si, comme il joue que 3 cœurs, peut-être qu'il va jouer as-roi de cœur en tête. Avant de jouer trèfle. Laissant 2 atouts, un carreau et l'as de trèfle aux adversaires. C'est pas une ligne à 100%.
On a different day, you could imagine that if East had the doubleton king of spades and the doubleton ace of clubs with 4 hearts, when Declarer plays a club, East could win the ace and play back a spade, and now Declarer would have to guess whether to take the spade finesse or play for clubs 3-3. East can't put Declarer to the test today.
There were 3 Grand Slams in Bermuda Bowl. One of them doubled.
So I think you win the bet, Marek, about the number of Grand Slams on the first hand. How many tables made 6 hearts on the first deal?
10.
Mm-hmm.
Donc Do you know why he plays spade and not club?
No, I think that's just wrong to me. But if he ducks the ace of clubs twice, the club suit is dead. Well, an extremely fortunate escape for Brazil, who needed a little bit of luck.
Donc dans l'autre salle, les Brésiliens ont empaillé 4 piques, un underbid à mon avis, un pic suivi de 3 piques, c'est un petit underbid avec le jeu de Nord.
I guess the defenders do have 4 tricks, a spade, a heart, 2 clubs, and I'm sure that North would point to Michel, who says he may have underbid a little by saying, I was lucky the Queen of Diamonds dropped, otherwise I wouldn't have made 3. But that doesn't mean that you're not right, that North might not have forced a game by bidding 3 diamonds. He has an awful lot of playing strength, and he buys a Yarborough and dummy and still made 10 tricks. I have to say that after a spade and no trump, I might risk 2 diamonds, hoping that the auction would not go all past, but feeling like that way at least I'd get both my suits into play. But if you put a gun to my head and made me bid 4 spades, I'd do it.
Donc voilà, en sud on répond 1 sans atout, passe la manche à cœur est possible. 3 piques, 4 piques, ou oui, c'est... Mais il y a quand même 4 levées à perdre à 4 piques. Hein. Un cœur, 2 trèfles et le roi de pique. Non, 3 piques aussi. Bon, ben, ça ne doit pas être un underbid alors.
East-West lead again, third and fifth against suits.
Yes, you can see it's not an easy hand to play.
Donc West a appelé à pique, à cœur, je veux dire, en fournissant ses piques. Il va jouer cœur le roi, voilà.
Okay, 9 tricks made, 1 imp to Brazil. And another slam. This time it really is a grand slam. Three clubs by East showed spades and diamonds. Not necessarily this many. 4 spades by West. 5 hearts by East, a grand slam try, and West could have bid 6 clubs and chose not to.
Oui.
I think East-West will do extremely well to bid a grand slam here. It's not easy to bid one scientifically. You need those diamond honors and dummy, and I don't think East can be expected to work that out. Check out what's happening in our other matches. Good start for Egypt, I think, against Sweden. After 3 boards, they lead by 22 imps. That's the 8th place team in the Bermuda Bowl.
Bon, Ravenna a dit contre sur un cœur, et à mon sens, voilà, ces filles sont embarquées dans les pires complications pour trouver le grand chelem. Déjà pour annoncer leur couleur. Il faut annoncer la couleur de manière forcing, donc il va refaire un cubide.
I think that East is now on an undiscussed position, I think. And it's very difficult. Probably he will start from the opponent's suit, I think.
Yep. Bear in mind that if the double of 2 hearts denies 4 spades, East could bid 3 spades, natural and forcing, or he could bid double 3 spades and bid 6.
Donc je préfère l'enchère de 3 trèfles de la salle, de l'autre salle.
It's interesting, Michel, how these things tend to go by countries. The number of players outside France and Italy who play 3 clubs as a 2-suiter is relatively small, but the people in those countries are very keen on the convention. I'm sure it's got nothing to do with the fact that it was invented by a Frenchman.
Anyway, they play certainly 2 hearts, spade and a minor.
Not saying it's a better convention. Some people play 2 hearts as specifically spades and diamonds because once in their life they needed to know which the minor was and they got it wrong. But it doesn't always rain, whether or not you carry an umbrella.
Yes, so one advantage is that you know the suits immediately, but it is also advantage for the opponents because it gives them one more opponent suit to beat. So it's a double-edged sword, I can say.
Very good. Although this is one of those things that if you're not an English speaker, knowing whether or not you pronounce the W in a word like sword, there's just no way that you can know the answer. It's like, I used to be a British guy from Poland. Okay, no swing. Board 6, east-west, vulnerable, dealer east, final contract, 3 clubs by west, making 110. I don't think Thomas will treat this hand as a no-trump opening bid, but I suppose you might. There you go. All those tens. And if he does, then East may have a problem when North overcalls to show hearts or hearts and a minor. Does he invite game? Does he have a way to invite game in clubs, or is he just going to force the game and show his club suit?
No, nothing. They play 4 suits transfer. So maybe he will be able to show the club suit and look if partner will make some super acceptance or the simple.
So if, for example, he bids 3 clubs and West bids 3 no trumps, North had better not lead a low heart.
L'enchère de 2 carreaux de Elness, c'est ou bien des cœurs ou bien 5 piques et une mineure. Donc ils ont inversé le de faible à pique et le pique et de mineur.
So it looks as if when East doubles, South's redouble is just go ahead and describe your hand, and that passing 2 diamonds would show diamonds, which is a sensible way to play. In the women's tournament, there's a dramatic move in 9th placed USA 1. Poland, remember, in 8th place, trailing Chinese Taipei 34-0. So that gap has almost vanished, and remember that Poland have 2 difficult matches to come. In the Dorsey Trophy, the gap between 7th place and 9th place is 1 victory point.
Donc Sud a soutenu. Visiblement la séquence est non forcing. Enfin visiblement non.
Well, East-West have sold out to 3 hearts. Defenders have 3 spades and a club and a heart, and maybe a diamond trick. Not so easy to defend this hand, by the way, after the Queen of Spades lead. Is West going to overtake the second spade? Now I think one of the spade losers is going to get away. The defenders may get a diamond trick instead of a spade. East had better make up his mind whether he plans to duck the ace of clubs right now.
Bon, l'as de cœur, il vole 10, donc il va perdre qu'une seule levée d'atout. Donc, Est n'a pas rejoué trèfle après Dame-Valet de pique, donc l'as de trèfle est placé.
So West is in with the heart trick, and now he can play a diamond to set the diamond up for his partner. If he plays the king of spades instead, and he has, then East must take the ace of clubs, and there'll still be only one discard coming. No swing. Closed room. Final contract 4 hearts by Brazil. Down 1 on a diamond lead. Defenders took a club trick and I guess 3 hearts. We'll check out the play in a minute.
Here we are back again, right? And we've, rightly or wrongly, we've taken away our beautiful young lady assistant, and heaven knows why we have replaced her with Jade Barrett. So welcome, Jade, again.
Thank you. I've had the first time actually I've had a chance to chat with you guys. I've been working with the junior teams downstairs a lot. And
right, yeah, you've got a little bit of time off because they don't start playing there till 2, I think.
They don't, and but they're very excited about playing. I mean, you can see some of the teams arrive early. You wonder if the coaches actually knew what time start time was to see a team at 11.
Yeah, I do actually wonder about that. Yes, maybe somebody didn't read their daily bulletin.
I think that one of the surprises for me is the absolute excitement for the kids to get there, and the coaches are trying to hold them back. It's like watching horses like at the gate, for the race to go out.
Yeah.
Did you play as a junior, Mark? Or
not really, no. I think part of the reason for that was that I wasn't any good. So, but I didn't.
Who don't know, right?
I didn't start playing serious bridge until I was way past 20, and really that's a bit late to come into junior bridge, or it certainly was in those days.
I think for me the joy of this game started when I was very young. I was fortunate. I was 8 years old when my parents quote forced me to play. The idea of me being forced to play was that, do you want to play? Yes. And I never could do homework after that, so that was Dad's fault. I blame him. But did you play as a junior, Alberto? No? So, to me, part of my life has been playing. I mean, I've followed you as a writer for essentially most of my life because I believe you're a lot older than I am, but that's okay.
Unlikely. I look better than you do anyway. But
who doesn't? I mean, remember, I am a radio broadcaster in America because I have a face built for that.
Okay, yeah. Well, I played sort of seriously for 20 years, but by then the writing had overtaken the playing, because I remember very clearly that Jose Damiani asked me to work at an event And I said to him, well, I was planning to go there to play. Is it okay if I play? And he said, you can choose. You can play or you can work. And I chose to work. And that basically meant that I more or less gave up playing at international level. But I don't miss it particularly. I play once every couple of years for a day.
Eating is good.
Well, writing pays the rent, as they say. Whereas unless you're a Mextroth or a Rodwell, or you live in Monaco, you don't get paid so well just for playing. And I don't know. I know you play an enormous number of sessions, Jade, but I wouldn't care to, fly from place to place and play bridge 300 plus days a year. I'm afraid I'd find that very dull. No matter how exciting the game is, there is more to life than playing bridge. And in fact, you'll find that all these great superstars, when they're away from the table, when the tournament has finished, they know how to relax and enjoy life. But bridge is a very important part of life, I think, if you're a bridge player. We just need to make more people aware of how fascinating the game is.
And now if Sandra will give us the ranking of the Bermuda Bowl. Sandra? So we can comment something about.
Yes,
about
we
it.
should have a look now because they played 7 or 8 boards.
You see the match in table 2. I want to ask you two, both of you. Let's say that Sweden is practically sure, as we can to enter in the 8. Do you think is a normal sportive ethic behave if they will do this to leave Egypt win? Because for them is much better that Egypt is in the 8 or not Italy or Monaco. What do you two think?
I have 2 thoughts on this. One of which is that sometimes if your team is guaranteed of qualifying and your best team is getting tired and you haven't played your pairs an equal number of times, at some point you can win the round robin or place high in the round robin and deny yourself a victory in the knockout by having a team that is too tired to play. Secondly, for me, is that I don't care if my team is good. If I have faith in my team, I do not care who we play against. We have to beat them all anyway, is my attitude.
Yes. The reality is you don't actually have to beat all the good teams. You have to beat 3 of them to win the title. Once you've survived the round robin, you have to win 3 matches. But let's suppose you think you might finish 4th. So you are probably going to play the team that finishes 8th. It's not guaranteed, but the way the thing works, you're likely to get the 8th place team. I personally, if I was in that position, I would have a slight preference to play, say, Egypt as opposed to Monaco or even Italy. But players generally, they don't tend to sort of do silly things in an effort to lose a match.
Anyway,
but as the laws, I think, allow you to do it.
To enter in the 8 now is not a very good position.
No, but it's early days yet. Look, I mean, the match between Italy and Bulgaria, this is Italy's probably toughest match of the day. They're 12-12. As long as they don't lose this match, they'll stay in contention. Okay, and Egypt have 2 very tough matches to come from my memory. Monaco have a relatively easy match in the next round, but then they finish with the Netherlands. That doesn't rate to be an easy match. So there's a lot can happen in the next sort of, how many, 10 hours or so.
It's hard to believe that somebody will want to play Monaco, so they're hoping that they don't queue. I mean, that's...
Yes, of course.
I mean... And there are a lot of teams. One of the things I talk about American teams is that just getting to the round robin, because America plays so many knockouts. Knockouts is their
well, let's just suppose for a moment, because this will come into play later, but let's suppose that the top 3 teams remain the same: France, Netherlands, Sweden. So they get to pick first. If you were France, Netherlands or Sweden, would you really pick Monaco? I don't think so.
I don't think if I was anybody that I would pick Monaco. Okay.
But against that, would you pick USA 1, for example?
What do you think about the most famous Egyptian pair, El Ahmadi and Sadek? You think they are top pair? Or?
Well, do you know, I first met them at the famous Cairo Festival many years ago, and it doesn't take you very long if you play bridge at a reasonably high level to recognise that a pair is good. And I looked at these guys and I played 2 or 3 boards against them in the teams contest, and I thought, these boys are pretty good. And they've been good ever since. And they have a good record. They've done very well down the years playing in the big American tournaments. Egypt as a country, of course, its bridge playing population is relatively small. So that's it's always an awkward thing. You may be a very good pair, but if you don't have 2 other good pairs, it's hard. You're the stars, but you can't win a tournament like this with 1 pair. So, it's a shame for them. It's like, we were talking earlier amongst ourselves about football players, and we mentioned a guy called George Best, one of the greatest footballers the world has ever seen. His misfortune, or one of his misfortunes, he was born in Ireland.
So he couldn't play with.
Now wait a minute.
And that was unfortunate because Ireland doesn't have that many great footballers. The infrastructure is not the same, right? And so he was always denied the opportunity to play on the world stage.
Could say the same for some bridge.
Yes, for many bridge players,
I would like to comment a little bit on El Ahmadi and Sadek. I've known them for many, many years in America, and I can tell you that one thing is true among all the Americans is there are pairs you just don't want to play against, right? They like them at the table. They're gentlemen, but there are people you would have an easier day with than if you have to face them all the time. And one of the greatest hands I've ever seen is with Tarek. And at any rate, I need to go down to the youth, and I would like to point out the Youth World Bridge Org.
Okay. I've been going out with the juniors yesterday night, and I was asking them which they think is the strongest team, and everybody was saying like the USA team, and the only one that they can be beaten, it's France. What do you think about it?
I actually think that the USA team on paper is very strong. I think that one problem that all teams have is that if their chemistry is not in place, that they will not perform well. We saw in Salsa Madroy last year a good American team just not perform. Also because American teams are very good as a team playing in America, but they haven't seen so many of the foreign teams. And style difference and personal difference means a lot.
Yeah,
I mean, we don't think of it so much. We think of great players being great players, but the style of Scandinavia always, every championship team must go through a Scandinavian team.
Yeah,
I mean, they are very hard to beat. They're very hard-nosed. The French team is very strong. I mean, look at Israel's record, though. I mean, this is a team who, can't really be beaten except by themselves. There are teams who can win and teams who can lose. Israel rarely loses, right? They get beat.
Yeah.
The U.S. will lose more than they will get beaten. It's just whether or not Adam and Zach Grozak have their best game. If they have their best game, it's going to be very difficult to beat the U.S.
And I've heard you made some interviews with the young guys yesterday.
Lots of them.
I would love to ask Sandra to see the clip if we can with the interviews.
What would they think if you stand up? And
No. Can we have the clip, please?
They would think that she is young and you are not. Riding down the escalator when the teams have just come out to compare, it's very exciting. I mean, all you can see is the players all the way to the end. They're looking at their scores. They're happy. Some are not so happy. But they're all in the middle of competition, ready to win and to score against their friends. They're all friends at the end, but right now they are competitors, and you can feel it.
It's a lot.
Not only do we have many players from China and in Indonesia, but we also have players from other parts of Asia. Where is your team from?
We from Thailand.
And do you enjoying competition here? Is this your first time?
I'm enjoying very much.
Comparisons between friends too are interesting. Many times they look at each other and they can't believe some of the scores they've gotten. They feel lucky, they feel unlucky. In the early stages of competition, you'll see the countries gather together. This is just pairs. The teams aren't functioning yet till later. But at the same time, you'll see friendships start to form. Players of different countries will start talking to each other. They're learning different aspects of the game. Valentina here is from Santiago, Chile. Is this your first time at a World Championship?
No. My first time was in Opatia, Croatia.
And do you enjoy Lyon? Or no?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
How are you doing in your team or your pairs?
In the official, like in the A, we like this. we were 17, and now we are 9. We were 9 now. In DB.
I remember when I was playing in these events, that was a long time ago, well before you were born, that all we did was come out, look at the score, and hope that sometimes if it was really good, we want everyone to see, and when it was bad, we want no one to see.
No one, please. They go see us, and we are like, oh my God, please no. Please don't look at us. Like, change the screen, please.
So you enjoy the competition as well?
I love Brit. I love the competition. I love my country for bringing me here. I love her.
Good luck. I hope you have a good time the rest of the tournament. And don't look at the score too much.
Thanks. You're too kind.
So you can see they are really easygoing. They're very nice people from all over the world. It's true. All the continents are here. It's beautiful.
You say easygoing. Let me tell you, is that when they're starting at the end, last night, when the scores were coming out for the finals of the pairs, there were kids who were crying. There were kids who were cheering, and the entire range of emotion. But one of the best part was the way that their teams would come together, no matter what, whether they had won or lost. Everyone got to cheer.
Yeah.
Some of the early matches are going to be exciting to watch, but the number of Chinese teams that are here is just huge.
Yeah, but you know what I think? Like, I was speaking with them yesterday, and they were saying, like, there are a lot of Chinese and things, but in this world, we have to think as the world as a one thing. So the Chinese are, like, coming from different part from China's. It's like different European team. It's just we are not used to them, and that's why we'll probably just say China, but it's like actually one of the greatest continent, one of the greatest nations. So it's like coming from Europe, it's coming from Sweden, Norway. There are so many people, and it's so nice because we have this group on Facebook, and we send the position of where we are, and we all the juniors go to the same place and have fun together, and it's so nice because you get to join all the cultures and everything. It's something that it's not common in the open world. Instead, in the juniors, it's much more easier to get along with people from other nations. It's so cool.
I think one of the things that I was talking to President Rona earlier today, and he asked me if I remembered my first junior competition, and that was a long time ago. It was like 1974 or 75, and there were 7 teams. Right? There was 7 teams, 2 of them from one country, and the change and the evolution of the involvement of adults and even sports accords and agencies in the game in schools. I mean, I don't know what it was like for you guys in England, but in America it has been a great struggle to get involvement in the sport because the league there has always been fairly large, so we haven't really needed to draw more players in. How about in England? Was it like...
Well, the situation is different in England because we've always had a good structure there, relatively smaller membership within the federation. But the key thing in promoting bridge is to get schools involved. And I can draw a parallel with bridge and chess because I'm involved in both of these sports, these mind sports. through a company based in the UK, and they formed a charity to support chess, and we now have 40,000 kids under the age of 16 playing chess on a regular basis, which is an astonishing number. It's got support from the government at a very high level, and the English Bridge Union are trying very hard to promote the playing of bridge in schools in the same way. It takes time, but they are making progress. You know, and this is absolutely key for the development of bridge over the next, 30, 40 years, because we know it's a practical thing. The average age of the people who play tournaments is gradually increasing, and unless we bring young people into the game, like the dinosaurs, we'll become extinct.
Yeah,
I feel extinct now. And I will be if I don't get downstairs.
Yeah, we have to go back to the biograph. Yes.
Jade has to go.
Let's go back to the former juniors playing in that table, and let's look at the match.
I appreciate the hospitality.
Yeah. Okay, Jade. Yeah,
bye bye.
Yeah.
See you.
Okay.
Bye bye. See you later.
Donc comme en début de coup, le flanc ne ment pas sur les comptes, parce que c'est pas son intérêt, Elnès devrait savoir qu'il y a 5 piques et 4 trèfles.
Looks like he misguessed.
Voilà. Ouais.
Yeah. Still 3 imps, but could have been 7. Closed room, final contract 4 hearts. An awful lot of tricks, but with the heart finesse working. 6 hearts, 5 diamonds, pitching spades, and the king of clubs. Was that a good slam, partner?
Yeah, I thought about it, but we are missing 2 aces, basically.
In the Dorsey Trophy at the moment, qualifying 8th place, Austria, Turkey, and Japan, separated by 1 victory point. In the Bermuda Bowl, Egypt in front of Monaco for the 8th place. In the Venice Cup, Poland in front of USA, 2 victory points for the 8th place. Nobody else really fighting for that 8th place anymore. So, in the closed room, you'll see North treated his hand as a limit raise of hearts, facing a passed partner. And in this room, South, I think, did not make a try for game. And they've sold out to 3 spades. And defenders have 3 diamond tricks, a heart, and a club, down 1. How do you feel, Michelle and Marek, about the 2 heart bid found in the open room that we were just watching? Would you have done more facing a 3rd in hand 4-card major opening?
Yes.
Oui. Donc l'enchère de Nord à 2 cœurs, le soutien était évidemment un peu insuffisant. Dans l'autre salle, il a préféré montrer une bonne main, un bon soutien.
But it's necessary to take into consideration that 1 heart in their system can be 4 cards opening.
Ah oui.
But even given all of that, if I decided I wanted to compete to the 3 level over a heart or spade, I might choose to bid 3 diamonds as a fit jump. All my values are concentrated in 2 suits, and yes, King, Queen, 5th of diamonds could be facing a singleton, but I'm never going to find that out. If I'm going to go to the 3 level, I might as well get my hand off my chest at one go and not leave partner faced with the problem of what to do when the next hand bids 4 spades.
Donc il n'y a plus de drurie après une intervention, parce qu'après une intervention, on a trop besoin de pouvoir annoncer les trèfles. Et de toute façon, il n'y en a pas besoin parce que, comme on est en situation compétitive, on a toujours à se battre à 3 cœurs contre 2 piques. Donc on n'a pas d'espoir de s'arrêter à 2 cœurs, ce que permet le drurie. Ça ne sert plus à rien.
After the trump lead, Declarer took a club finesse, South underled in diamonds, North played back a diamond, and now the Jack of Hearts has gone to the King and Ace, and the 9 of Hearts ducked by South, letting West cash the King of Diamonds if he can work out what to do. And the fact that his partner left him on play allows Helness to work out to cash the King of Diamonds. That was nicely done. Helgamo dug a deep trap for his partner, and Helness escaped from it. Helness is just saying, you know, a normal person would have played Ace of Diamonds and another diamond to let me cash 3 tricks immediately. And Helgamo is saying, then we wouldn't have got 2 heart tricks.
Or maybe if you would be so careful in bidding as in the defense, it would be much better for us.
Okay. Plus 480 in one room, minus 200 in the other, and 7 imps to Brazil. They trail 22-14, 7 deals to go. Closed room. Looks like East checked for majors after the no trump overcall and sold out to 2 diamonds. A very interesting shot by East. Since 1 no trump on a spade lead is rather awkward, looks like Martin's generated a very good position for his side. This is the dreaded 4-card major for Helgamo. And it looks as if North-South are going to reach 2 hearts on this hand. West, I don't think, is going to balance, is he? Not with only 3 spades and minimum shape. He has a jack more than he promised. Wow. That, in my opinion, is wild and gambling.
Yes, particularly with only 3 cards in spades.
Indeed. I absolutely loathe and detest that action. East might bid 3 no trumps now, unless he knows his partner's style well.
Donc sur 2 cœurs, Est n'annonce pas 3 carreaux parce qu'il a de l'opposition à cœur. Quand on a de l'opposition, si le partenaire est court à cœur, il peut réveiller ce qu'a fait Thomas.
Well, 2 hearts might have got out for down 1 on some very good guesswork, but I suspect would probably have gone down a couple. 3 diamonds shouldn't be a problem.
Donc le déclarant connaît les cœurs 4-3 à l'entame.
Look at those heart spots. 8-2 king ace, jack of hearts, queen 3-6, 9 of hearts, 10, and the 5 of hearts is good for the 4th round.
8, 3rd and 5th lead can cost it.
Yes. Not that you blame South for leading the correct system card from his holding, particularly when you open a heart which could be 5, you really don't want to lead low from 4. Partner won't get the picture. So you would imagine Declarer is going to cash the ace of diamonds and rough 2 hearts and dummy, finishing up losing a spade, a heart, 2 diamonds. It's almost a 100% line so long as trumps are not 4-0.
Donc le déclarant a laissé passer le cœur, il se prépare à un jeu de coupe. Parce que... Non, 1, 2, 3... Non. Voilà, d'ailleurs, Nord rejoue à tout. Donc je pense que Ravenna va jouer pique le 10, puisque comme on lui a ouvert les atouts, on va lui... Il va manquer d'un atout pour couper ses perdants. Donc pour gratter une levée, il y a pique le 10, pas grand-chose d'autre. Il y a aussi roi 10 troisième en or à cœur. Donc il va commencer par As de cœur, valet de cœur. Enfin, et des fois, il y a roi dame 10 en or. Nord rejoue la dame de carreau. Ça ferait vraiment une petite ouverture en sud. Donc voilà, il ne s'est pas amusé à jouer pique le 10.
So I think 9 tricks made. There's 2 diamonds to lose. And no swing. Closed room, final contract. 4 hearts by North-South, making 420 for Brazil. A spade, diamond, and club to lose. I don't think East-West have any sacrifices. The bidding went to spade and no trump, 2 hearts. North bid only 4 hearts.
Yes, the solution of his problem could be 3 no trumps after 2 hearts, which is known between experts as the showing shortness in spades and 5 cards hard fit.
Yes, or if you play 4 diamonds as hearts and diamonds, that might also work, but 3 no is a better call, I think. But I'm sure that Hellness will bid 2 hearts over a spade, since Hellness would open the north hand to respond to no trump and conceal the main feature of your hand, perhaps never to be able to show it, would be anathema to me. 2 hearts is clear cut. You may be overbidding the hand by a jack, but I promise you I've done worse.
Voilà.
Same contract, reached on a different route. In our other matches, any dramatic changes in the table? In the Dorsey Trophy, still 7th, 8th, 9th, but now 10th, pretty close together. The top 6 look safe in the Dorsey Trophy. In the Bermuda Bowl, Egypt over Monaco by 6. For the 8th place, and in the women's series, Poland got back some against Chinese Taipei. They're just 1 game swing behind them now. Gap down to 4 victory points, though, with USA behind them. Defenders cashing out against 4 hearts. Indonesia up to 2nd place in the Venice Cup. That's a very impressive and somewhat surprising performance, Marek, do you think? I know they did very well 6, 7, 8 years ago when they lost the finals of a World Championship to France, but they really haven't done much since then.
Yeah, they have one of the pairs who who is really doing very well. I have done access to the Butler of the Women's Series. So one Indonesian pair play almost all the boards, and with Butlers with something like 0.8 imps for the board.
Yes, Giorgio. Okay, Declarer has his 10 tricks, no drama. 5 deals to come, Monaco by 8. Closed room, final contract 5 hearts, allowed to make 680. Defenders have a diamond trick and 2 clubs to cash, and led a diamond and didn't get them. The 2 of diamonds opening lead by Martins, was that suit preference?
Yeah, I think.
Well, a real opportunity for Brazil here, since you have 10 tricks in diamonds for East-West.
Donc une donne mouvementée. Pour le moment, même séquence.
In the Venice Cup, Argentina played 5 hearts, and the Swedish women defeated that contract. But 5 hearts, and China-Brazil I can see in the Dorsey Trophy, 5 hearts has made a surprisingly large number of times.
I'm surprised that both East player being not vulnerable against vulnerable beat only 4 diamonds. Both East-West pairs play 1 diamond at least 4 cards. So with 6 card suits and 6 for distribution, I think you should beat 5.
Oui.
Well, the ace and a singleton, it's a little hard to evaluate the doubleton in their suit. Well, I think we're going to have a new leader at the end of this board.
Bon, donc en salle fermée, Martin-Smulton ont filé 5 cœurs sur entame carreau, donc on doit impérativement rejouer trèfle. Je ne vois pas pourquoi on ne rejoue pas trèfle, c'est une solution chutante et il n'y a pas beaucoup d'autres perspectives, peut-être d'élever d'atout.
Take a look at that dummy. Where are you going to get a second trick from on this hand?
Voilà, quand on voit la main de sud qui est le mort, comment peut-on... Bon, le flanc va être facile. Roi de cœur, on met le 10, va rejouer le roi de pique.
So, just as in the other room it was necessary to shift to a club, in this room it's necessary not to shift to a club.
En tout cas, c'est bien jugé chez LG Moelnes, puisqu'il contre 5 carreaux pour une chute, alors que 5 cœurs chute aussi.
I guess from North's perspective, even though his partner's card perhaps suggested a spade shift, the spade can almost certainly wait, because if the defense don't have a club trick, they're not beating it on a spade switch when there's a singleton and dummy. Poland recovering somewhat from their bad start against Chinese Taipei. Their gap in the Venice Cup up to 6 victory points over USA, with 6 deals still to come. In the Dorsey Trophy, we're not going to know that 8th place team, I suspect, for a while, with 4 teams squabbling over 2 places. Down 1, saved a little from the wreckage, but Brazil will now edge in front of Monaco. Four deals to go. Brazil in front for the first time this match, I think. Maybe they were 1 up after 1 board. Closed room. 4 spades, down 1. Ace, king of diamonds, ace of hearts, ace of clubs. Lucky to get out for down 1. Monton took something of a flyer to bid 4 spades. Yes, his king of clubs was working, but there were other suits to worry about. 3 of them to be precise. Would you treat this as a limit 4-card raise with a call of 2 no trumps, Marek?
So, but I think it's a matter of tactics. If you need to win the match, you can beat the game. But I wonder that North didn't take any action after 4 spades. I think he could double it.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Good morning, everybody. We are here again with Giorgio Duboin, who was our guest.
Hi, everybody.
And with him, we would like to comment the results and the rankings of the 3 main championships here. And we'll start with Bermuda Bowl. And if Sandra will be... Oh, okay, Sandra is always very kind. So, Giorgio, I want to ask you about the result of match in table 2. Would you expect that Egypt would have done so well against Sweden?
No, I didn't expect, and now I saw that it's worse, but Egypt starts very, very fast, because the first 3 boards they won around 30 points. So. And this was an unexpected result, but Egypt is a solid team in any case. It could, and probably also if you can look the result of the entire championship, they did a very good champion. There was always
so they they are in the run.
Yeah,
even if they have
probably they deserve this
tough match.
Yeah,
the last 2 matches for them they are. And
I really don't know what's going on in the next match, because
we can have a look here.
I finished the meeting. So.
But you can have a look here.
Yeah.
Egypt will play USA 1 in the second match, and then he will play Bulgaria in the last one. So they are really
they have a tough calendar, but they could survive, I think. It depends to them, of course, but sure. I think they have chance to be.
What about Monaco? Monaco is Sandra. Can you put again the ranking? Monaco is now winning. Yes, Monaco is now winning. We can see it there on Brazil, but not so much. But now is just 5 points from Egypt. And if they have to play, after this, they have to play Argentina and in the last match, Netherlands. So,
Monaco, of course, when we talking about one of the team, favorite team in the last 5 or 6 years, it's really strange to speak about the qualification in the round of 8 for them. But they miss.
The team has changed.
The team has changed. I heard that some player of Monaco had also some little problem, health problem.
Yes,
so probably they are not at the best. But you know, when Elge Moennes could play very, very well. And
everybody knows that.
Everybody knows that. So it's very difficult to say something about Monaco, because if they play like they could, easily they will be qualified because the calendar is better for them. But in this moment, they are in trouble with themselves, not with
So you think there are really not many chances for Italy? Italy has almost a push with Bulgaria, which is something we could.
The push with Bulgaria, if I heard, no. I think that it was the result Italy expected by the match, more or less.
Is
normal
that
result.
For sure not unexpected.
Yes, it wasn't unexpected, and is Bulgaria is a very tough team, so more or less to tie the match. In theory, was a good result. Is a good result for Italy.
Considering the one of Egypt,
but considering the one of Egypt, considering the general situation, because it's also so there is Australia, there is
but Italy has New Zealand and South Africa, the last 2 matches.
But New Zealand could be also a candidate, because if
just 3 points.
Just 3 points. So the odds for Italy are not favorable for me. No. Of course, I hope, because I am a supporter of the Italian team.
Oh yes, and well, I was just told that at 8 p.m. tonight there will be the captain meeting, because the 4 qualified teams have to choose
to pick
pick out their opponents in the quarterfinals.
This is always the worst job for the captain.
We remember it
very
well.
No, normally.
Well, in your case, it was not really for the captain, because you choose your players. I mean, the wonderful Italy.
We tend to have a meeting with captain and coach and all the players. It's normally when you have to pick one on 4 team, definitely you have always at least one or two teams that nobody wants to pick. So it normally remain two available candidates, and more or less we decided always on majority.
So
yes,
real democracy.
Real democracy, yes. And sometimes we had a completely different opinion about.
Not sometimes. Very often. You had completely different. Usually Bocchi and Loria had an opinion. You have Versace another one. Fantoni third opinion. I remember this. Yes, right? Oh, now shall we have a look at the Venice Cup, Sandra? In Venice Cup, in my opinion, it's all over. But we just said that USA won, and now they proved they can do it. USA won could be in the air.
I think that
they are having a perfect match against India, 20 points.
Yes, and of course. Until yesterday, saying the two American teams out was really amazing. Nobody can.
But now you see, USA one is just 4 points from Poland, which is losing against Chinese Taipei.
Yes,
this is an unexpected result.
It's an unexpected result because. I saw few things about, but for the moment they didn't play so well. Finally, they had a very good match when they played like they know how to. They used to play before. Probably that something went wrong with the team because it's a strong team in theory.
Giorgio,
the other very for me very unexpected result is France. France did a very bad championship. You know that I am very close to the French.
I know. We are used to see France always in the first position.
France and this championship. I can confirm that the ranking respect the real play. They did a very bad.
What can you say? You say something about Sweden. They are really making an incredible performance.
Yeah, they made an incredible performance. I think it's a very good team. Also young.
So they could be the future team for a while.
And another very, very not unexpected because I know Indonesia worked a lot in the last period, in the last 10 years with youth. They have, with the ladies too, they have a program.
You remember we were told in Eindhoven by an Indonesian that they go all 1 month before the championship.
Yes, but today on the report of the delegate of the zone, she described a very good situation in Asia, more or less, and in Indonesia particularly. We asked because there was a project some years ago started a project by government concerning bridge. And she today she clarified.
We cannot call them a surprise.
No, we cannot call them a surprise. They still works with the project that was. Invented by the previous president of the Indonesian
Federation.
No, there is a country.
The real president.
The real president. Now they changed the leader. More or less, the project is still go on, but with less enthusiasm
as before.
Of course. Yeah. It's very important to have somebody inside the institution Otherwise, it becomes very difficult.
That's what's happening in China with soccer. I've heard that the Chinese president is loves soccer. 15,000 soccer fields in a month, something like this. They are incredible. And Sandra, shall we have a look to the Dorsey Trophy? Okay. Now here the situation is really hard to.
Yeah, in Dorsey, this championship was dominated by USA too, more or less, and France. Both of them was easy to pick in the first 8
on the top of the ranking.
On the top of the ranking at the beginning of the championship. They are,
Italy is doing very well. Huh?
Yes, Italy. But my prevision.
Yes,
I was right. I said I trust more
the
in
first interview I made here, you told me this.
Yeah, because it's a solid team with very good players. There is a good atmosphere in the team. I saw that during all the championships. So for the moment, it's a very good
Giorgio,
result.
Look here, from the 7th place to the 13th place. I mean, from Turkey to China, Hong Kong, there are only 10 points.
This is everything.
If you could choose 2 teams, I know that you don't know the calendar. Maybe.
No, I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing because.
But as the strongest, considering the value of the team, which 2 of these 7 you would choose?
I don't know exactly the formation of the team. Statistically and for the previous championship, if I have to pick one team, I pick Israel.
Yeah,
because Israel.
But you have to pick 2 teams because there are 2.
But looking at the ranking, is not.
It's not easy.
Not easy also for Israel to be qualified.
Not at all. Turkey usually
is a very good team, and I don't know the Asian player in the senior. So I know very well Austrian player because they used to play in Italy.
Terraneo is playing.
Yeah, Terraneo is playing with.
Not Fujic.
No.
I don't know with
yes,
whom
I don't remember, but
with a good player,
with a very good player, and they have a chance. So maybe if I have to say
to choose two, Austrian and Israel. Israel, Austria, and Turkey.
I pick Israel and Turkey.
Israel and Turkey, because we don't know. I think you don't know either much about Japan. Japan is in a good position.
In a good position. I believe to know a couple of players of Japan, but I am not sure they are a senior player of Japan. But I'm not sure if they are
them.
If they are playing.
If they are playing.
But Japan always did good in this type of event, so should be a tough team.
Okay, so we thanks Giorgio again, and I hope you will be back here just to comment the final result of the champion. We thank you very much, and we say hello to everybody.
Hello. Bye.
See you soon. Bye.
Bon. -1 quand même. Hein.
I think that's 7 tricks, isn't it? 3 spades, 3 clubs, and a heart. Last board. Oh, an exciting one to finish with. Any comments on the auction, Marek? West did not open the bidding, presumably didn't have a weak 2 diamonds available, whereas I think they do in this room.
Oui, il joue le 2 carreaux faibles, je crois. Oui.
But West might open 1 diamond anyway. I mean, passing is fine if you like that sort of thing, but I'm too old to pass opening bids. I may never get another one. Well, East-West can make a spade part score, I suppose, but they may get too high. If East bids 3 spades now, whether or not he should do is another matter, but if he bids 3 spades,
C'est fait, il a dit 3 piques.
he'll probably play there. It's hard for West, even vulnerable, to upgrade this hand into a good opening bid.
So,
that pass out looks better and better.
Eh oui, mais non, ils passent. Hein. Pourtant, ils avaient besoin de points. Hein.
I think that North will lead the clubs, which helps
That might give
the declarer.
the best I think that South can do on the club lead is win the ace and maybe play a trump. But declarer can arrange to ruff a diamond and dummy. If they play a club back at trick 2, that might set up a force on declarer. But the cards lie pretty well for a cross ruff. The diamond length and is the right way to be able to ruff a third diamond and dummy cheaply. What's declarer going to do? Duck a diamond or play ace of diamonds diamond? It feels right to duck a diamond, I think.
Donc le déclarant doit jouer carreau pour affranchir ses carreaux. Pas de coup à blanc.
Well, when declarer leads a third diamond, I suppose North pitches a heart, and then maybe either exits and hearts or gives a rough and discard when he gets in and trumps. Declarer's going to be close to running out of trumps, and the 9 and 7 of spades may play a part yet.
Bon, le déclarant ne peut pas tout faire. Affranchir les carreaux et faire tomber les atouts. Carreau, Nord va acheter un cœur sans doute.
Egypt's lead over Monaco is back up to 10 victory points. They were only 2 separated in the Bermuda Bowl earlier this match. Dorsey Trophy, still 4 teams fighting it out for 2 places, Turkey, Japan, Israel and Austria. And in the Venice Cup, which we'll see in a second, Poland in front of USA, but not by much. 3 results still in Poland, Chinese Taipei to come, but a very disappointing result for Poland, with a difficult schedule to finish with now. Notice the awkward position that declarer will be in if North wins the Queen of Spades and plays back a heart. If he wins it and plays a low trump, North can lock him in dummy with a third trump.
Donc Elness a pris le valet de l'as de pique, non? Ou joue Non, il a pris de la dame et il joue l'as de pique et un petit coup de coupé des fosses.
So now he plays a club, and declarer can't rough it in dummy, so he has to rough it in hand. He leads a diamond, North roughs in, and South gets the last trick with a heart. Nicely defended. Yeah. Very nicely defended. Nothing declarer can do. Six of diamonds in case North forgets to rough it.
Voilà. Troisième P.
Every imp counts. It's a big swing. Win 3 instead of lose 4. It's probably at least a couple of victory points, isn't it?
3.
3.
Donc cet après-midi à 14h30, un match du top 8, Suède, USA 2.
Say hello to Facebook.
Oh, and thank you all our Facebook friends. We'll be back at 2:30 with Sweden, USA.